Hey there and happy Thursday evening. So I hope you guys had a good 4th of July. We actually did get to the lake and get our boat out. It's the first time in like 2 years because of my husband being sick most of the summer last year and such too. So it felt good to have good quality time with family and friends and food and fireworks and everything. Unfortunately, my daughter-in-law, we love her to pieces, and her father passed away that same day on the 4th of July. So that's why I'm kind of been off schedule this week, but so worth it. And I'm really appreciative to all of you guys too for understanding while I take time off to just kind of be there for helping with kids, helping shop for clothes and all those kind of things that just crop up when a funeral happens like that in the family. So thanks so much for that. But I'm glad to be here, and it feels good for me to be back on schedule, back in my crafting room, because I have all these new products too, and I was really excited to just get my hands on some of them and learn how to do something. So with that in mind, I'm going to teach you guys. Hi there, Carol. Hi, Jane. For Kate Keelblock's card number 2 for her virtual party, I'm going to show you how to run through the dies with a hybrid embossing folder from the Ring, let me check here so I get the right word. Ringed with Nature bundle. There we go. Ringed with Nature bundle. I know what it is. And for those of you that know me, I love anything with nature. Like anytime Stampin' Up! Puts out trees or things like that, I'm all over it. So I was really excited to get this, and I'm also excited to show you free paper that you can earn through Celebration. Hey there, Donna, good to see you on here. So yeah, I always feel like I see different names when I come on in the evening versus the day, but a lot of you guys are kind of daytime names for me. So let me just see here if I can get my my iPad to catch comments, and I don't like to waste your time doing that. So if it doesn't pop up here in like a few seconds, then I just kind of just go with checking my phone too. And speaking of catching up, my email also, this last month, I've just had tons of problems with my email program. Today, spent hours getting that fixed, and it's working. So if you haven't heard from me lately with emails and or responding, I will be getting to you tonight or tomorrow, and also updating my Hostess K, because so many have been ordering and using her host code, and she will appreciate knowing that. And I love giving the good news of that too when people order. So let me put down my iPad. Hey there, Linda, good to see you. And get this turned around here so you can see the card that I'm making for Kay's number 2 for her party, card number 2 out of 3. So using, like I said, these fun ringed dies with the hybrid embossing folder. So I'm going to show you how I layer that the dies into the embossing folder and such, to give you a little bit of a tutorial on that to help you guys out. Hi there, Tabitha. All right, so where these products are coming from, we've got this great new July through December catalog, the mini catalog. I always refer to it as the holiday catalog just because it has so many holiday, fall, Halloween, things like that. So on page 62, you will see here the Ringed with Nature bundle. I have to get used to that name. I don't know, it throws me off for a loop. But just a really kind of eclectic gathering of images. And at first when I looked at it, like, I don't get it. Like, I really thought, where's this all, how does this all come together? Because there's just different seasons and different images, but yet it all does. And then I was able to watch a video session in our last leaders kind of Stampin' Up! For demonstrators, and watched Sarah, who owns and runs a company. Her mom started the company, those two doing some really fun projects with this. And I'm like, gosh, that's going to grow on me. So I got it right away. And I love just the embossing folder plain. If you can see the sample, how that runs through like that too. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about that, because I wanted to show you how it's done. And then from Celebration, this fun brochure where everything in here is free. If you look on pages 6 and 7, you'll see all these great projects kind of using that bundle, because I love it when Stampin' Up! Coordinates free products with something that's in the catalog. So this is kind of something similar to what I'm making today, is this outline. but I'm going to use this free paper, and this paper is so, so pretty. I love it, love it. So that's free with a $50 order. And the bundle, like if you order the bundle, basically it's kind of like, all right, got the free paper just like that. So, and I also love like, happy anniversary, thinking of you, get well just for you, Merry Christmas, love and warmth. There's just a lot that can be made up into card ideas with just those sentiments as well as the images. And today I'm going to use these two images here as my mushroom stems and tops. But when I first glanced at it, I thought, oh, this will make the cutest little gumdrops for Christmas. So I never know like if that's truly the artist's goal when they make images like that or what. But and then the acorn tops, both as the die and the stamp, are just going to be so fun to work with for fall, because you guys know I love fall. Okay, so with the Rings of Love free 12x12 designer series paper, I'm just going to go through these. Whenever I show it for the first time, I try and go through the different images so you can kind of see it. And since it's free, you might want to give it, you know, a closer glance, like, hey, that could be an option that I might be interested in. So I've got this side, and then this is kind of fun, just for a fun plaid look. It could be for every day. I'm even thinking apple season would be really pretty with this. That'll be coming up in the next couple months, or even Christmas. And how fun is this? You guys know I love blue and yellow together especially. What a great fall color combination that I wouldn't really think of on my own, but I love this. Can't wait to use that. And then just kind of a summary, like if I had lemon stamps, I would be stamping lemons on there and designing something with that. And then these are so, so pretty. Look at these birds, just how the artist has drawn them so naturally, and they just look so rough and fluffy like nature intended. And then we've got almost like some snowflake looking background, just kind of a little color wash there. Love this for just like a cottagey look, and very rustic there again, and full of nature. And on the back side of these, same color coordination. I love that. So these things could be cut out by hand if you wanted, and just something fun done with those. This is actually the piece that I'm using today to kind of just coordinate the different mushrooms and nature that I'm going and drawing from. And then I'm going to show you how the dies actually can cut out some of these as well. So I'm going to set that aside. And then of course, a little bit more Christmassy to go along with some of those Christmas images and sentiments. And how fun is this? Like this could be year round too, just with some fun tree branches and the tree trunks and such. So that's all part of the free offering of the 12x12. So you get 12 sheets that way. So then I have to think, like, how do I want to start this? I think before I get too far, I have done this multiple times where I'm all excited to show or tell you something, and then I don't. And like my 4-year-old grandson would say, Grandma, or not even Grandma, everybody, I have something to tell you. He starts everything lately with, I have something to tell you. Well, I have something to tell you guys. So I have, this is one of the rings. It almost looks like something that like a 6-pack of bottles of pop would come in like those little ring things. It kind of reminds me of that, but it's one of the dies from the Tree Rings dies. So the Tree Rings dies is part of the hybrid folder, which is part of the bundle. So I'm going to show you these 5 dies in use, plus this big thing. And then we also have all of these extra little pieces of like greenery or to make your own mushrooms. I decided to stamp them and hand cut them, but I could have cut them out of cardstock. And then these little pieces too can be in the inside of the tree rings if you want to give it that extra rustic look. But it would, if I would have used them, they would be covered up with today's project. And then a fun little cap for the acorns when we get that far too. So those are part of the dies. So lots of dies. And then I'm going to show you, of course, if I would have thought ahead to have this placed. Here we go. So you can see if you want to cut out a section of this 12x12 paper, you can see that that die would cut those 5 dies out perfectly like so. Hi there, Lisa. I'm going to be working away for you tonight to get something fun out in the mail for you. So that I just wanted to let you know could be cut out that way. And then you have all the coloring done and everything. But instead for you guys, I chose to use this fun size. side of that. All right, so to get started, I think what I am going to do is do the demonstration of how to use the hybrid folder. So this is the Tree Rings Hybrid Embossing folder here. And what I'm going to do then is I kind of just measured this ahead because this goes into here like so, and it just kind of nests right in there, and it just lays in there, so it doesn't want to move too easily, which is great. And then as I say that, I just moved it. Or wait a minute, let's see, do I want to have it on the other side? Nope, it only goes one way. There we go. I had to think about it. So this is new to me, this whole product. We had a heart one that was like that. And so that one took a little, learning, and now we have this new one. So I was excited about it. Yeah, I had one side popped up, but yeah, it just fits in all those little grooves like that. So it stays like that. And then what I did is just kind of measured this, and it's about 4.5 by 6. And because, those dies, really take up most of that, I cut it as close to this embossing folder as I could, 4 inches or 4.5 inches, excuse me, by 6, so that it would be able to cut that there like so. Oh, Linda says she lost me, but it looks like you're back, so that's good. I haven't went too far into my demonstration. I'm trying not to make this lengthy, but I want it to be informative. So if somebody orders this bundle, it'll be just easy to see how it's done. So we have the die loaded right into the embossing folder. And because this is hybrid, that means 3D. So I just have my big chunky mat here, and then I'll put that in hinge first, and then just the specialty plate, that gray plate goes on top. And then as it goes through, like so, quick and easy and nice like this is going to be the fun part to show you. So I have all of these. I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings that are cut and embossed, because it cut using this and it embossed going through, and Stampin' Up! Has made it so that it doesn't cut into or damage your embossing folder. So how fun is that to cut and emboss just like that? Hey there, Lisa. Now what I'm going to do is, my goal then, without ruining the surprise, is to take this crumb cake then for the insides. And so right now I just did the 5 outside rings like this, and now I need to come up with the inside. So let me show you how I did that. And like I said, I'm being pretty specific tonight with my instructions and such. So then I have to lay these on here, so bear with me as I love puzzles. So this kind of like goes with making puzzles. Okay, that's definitely going to take some time. I think I'm going to go with, I know that this goes here. And then I'm wondering, maybe I'm just on the wrong side. There we go. Now we got it. So I just needed to get like one started and in place. And then this will go, is it over here? Here we go. That one lays on there. And this one lays on here. And I'm only actually going to need 2 of them, but I'll kind of show you why I'm doing all 5 at a time, because I think I could easily make, a couple cards at once if I get these all laid on here and nested like they want to be. Okay, so I've got that there. And then for this piece, because there's quite a bit less area that these dies cover, then I'm just cutting this like 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 instead of 4 1/2 by 6. And then that just is going to lay on top of that. And then I'm going to carefully fold that. Once again, this is still a 3D folder. So I'm going to put that in here with my big plate and then the specialty plate. And I'll run that through the second time. And how fun is this now to get, this one moved. That's my fault, just because if I have both my hands on it really tight, like my other ones didn't move, this one moved, and it's just because I'm being really careful about showing you what I'm doing tonight. But I have 4 good ones, and that's going to be enough for the card that I'm making. But there you can see it cut and left those grooves on there. And so then these I'm just going to set aside for the next card. Like I said, my goal too of running them all through was to be able to do 2 cards at once, and just run them all through to have lots of nice tree rings. So for this card, I'm going to want probably like these 2. So let me match up. When I did mine, I just did it all together. I think that goes on here. Yes. And then let me grab this one, goes on there. Okay, so all these little pieces I'm going to put aside because they'll fit on top, and I don't need to take your time to show you that. Hey there, Rachel. Nice to have you on here. So I'm just going to tip over these little pieces and then just tape that onto the center there, and then this is going to go here. It might seem putsy, but man, like how realistically and how fun do those tree rings look? Love that. Love it. Love it. Okay, so now this I'm just going to kind of set aside for a little bit while I build up the card base. So for my card base, I chose the soft suede color, which is part of some of this pretty designer series paper here. And then it's opening this way. And so let's just tape down this pretty paper. Like I said, you see these tree rings on the back, and yes, those can be cut out too with the dies, but this is the piece of paper that I was aiming for to use. And that's cut 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches to go on the front there, like so. And next I'm going to then start to work kind of on building this up a little bit, and I'm just going to kind of put that there because that's about where I want those pieces to sit on there. So, oh yes, Lisa, I was thinking your order should be coming soon, and with the holiday too, things just seem like they're a little bit slower. Either that or we're just anxious. I know you're always anxious because it's new stuff. All right, so for stamping, I'm going to get out my soft suede ink pad here and open that up. And then I'm going to also get out my Poppy Parade ink pad here too. And with just a strip of white, the only thing I'm kind of measuring is just to make sure that there's enough for my double oval punch. So I'm going to, because this is a photopolymer stamp set, get out my stamping mat and then ink up my Thinking of You. Just kind of center that on the bottom, but like I said, about 2 3/8 inches to have plenty of space there. And then for my mushrooms here on the top, I'm just going to kind of stamp these out. I'm hand cutting them, so it's okay. It doesn't have to be measured perfect. So soft suede for some mushroom stems, and like look at the details into the mushroom stems. I love the artwork that they put into this. And then the mushroom tops here are going to be Poppy Parade. Chose them based on the color. Oops, I've been getting this red ink and I don't know where I'm getting it. Everywhere. So luckily it's over here and I don't need to use that spot. Yes. And Lisa says, like, yeah, I have to be the most patient person, you know, and she's laughing because like impatient people seem to like be crabby impatient, but Lisa's not crabby. Lisa's just like, I can't wait to get my stuff. Okay, so with these 2 images stamped out, and I love how it makes these lighter and darker on different portions of the mushroom just to make it look like it's kind of got some texture and 3D and dimension into that, and I always love that. So while that just sits up at the top, I'm going to feed the Thinking of You into the top of my double oval punch. It might barely fit in there, but I like the extra little scallop that it puts on the Thinking of You. So that's going to get stamped or punched out there. And then, whoops, I need this, and I need my cutting scissors here. Gonna set that aside so that I can just hand cut this. I was thinking, should I use the dies, which then I would just use the soft suede cardstock and then some Poppy Parade cardstock to make this. And I was like, you know what? I kind of like the inked look because I think it'll really coordinate and really blend well with that pretty paper that I'm putting it on top. So this didn't take long at all to cut out. I know some of you might be going, nope, I wouldn't cut that out, but this is just really easy to go around, and it doesn't have to be too fussy cut. Oops, now I'm off camera, so you don't even know if I'm doing a good job or not. Here we go, I'm back in in the camera. Sometimes I get carried away with what I'm doing and kind of lose focus of where my focus of my camera is. There we go. And I got a new phone, so then my focus is a little bit different too. There we go. As far as what I think people can see. So we've got this little 3-pack there of Nature's mushrooms, and now we can finish assembling the card here. So let's take these 2 pieces back, and then I'm just going to grab some dimensionals, and I'm going to put about 1, 2, 3. And when I say like I could do a couple cards at a time, because it'll make 5 rings, then like the other rings are kind of like this. So if you want like smaller ones for different sentiments, or if you want like a big one and that one, just know that you'll have extras, you know, made up. And don't we all like to have just like little pieces laying around? Sometimes you might go yes, no, but I love it when I have little pieces that I can just kind of see sitting there, and then the next idea starts coming right away based on that. So I'm just going to put this, like I said, kind of overlapping like so, maybe a little bit over here so I have room for some linen thread there. And then I'm just going to take my mushrooms and tip them over, and there's about space perfectly for 3 dimensionals on there. So then I can take this and then just add those mushrooms kind of popped up like so, and it just blends with all the other nature mushrooms on there. Hi, Avenel. How are you tonight? And then I'm just going to put a couple more dimensionals here, and hopefully I'm not smearing any other Poppy Parade red ink there. And then this is just going to kind of sit. Sometimes I'm like, should I put this over a little bit? Maybe like so you see more of the tree ring popping over, and I don't want it to look goofy, but I really, after we spend all that time running it through to get the rings of the tree ring on there, kind of want to have that show. So I think I'm going to offset that a little bit more there, and then have that mushroom on top, and that works. And then now I'm just ready to put on the linen thread. And since this is kind of a busier pattern here, I love how the red just kind of grounds it and gives you the focal point off of that. And then I didn't want anything too big and bold for ribbon, since a lot of these images are kind of just light and like busy but small. So it's like, let's get out this linen thread here. Hi, Fran. Good to see you on here. I'm just going to twist this around the card a couple times because it's thinner. That way, if I put it around a couple times, it'll show up better too. And you guys know me, no frilly bows, that it's just going to be knots here. So I'm going to tie that. Maybe I'll even tie it twice. Get that wrapped around like so. And then I can just trim this off and make this side even with that. So there, I just think that trim adds a lot to the whole look of the nature, with it being the natural linen thread there. Hi, Deb. Good to see you too. And now for my accessory. What I went through from the current catalogs is like I wanted something more rustic. So I got out the rustic metallic adhesive back dots, and it kind of goes with the He's the Man grilling set and kind of that nature look. But I thought it was like perfect for this. I didn't want it to be too bright, too red. So I'm just going to put like one of the larger, there's 2 different sizes, kind of large and small. So I'm going to put a large one on that side, and then a large and small kind of on the other side. So I'm only putting little accessories next to the mushrooms there because I feel like, okay, this has the linen thread going there. I didn't want to distract from that too much and wanted the emphasis to be on the thinking of you as well. Hey there, Kim. Good to see you on here too. And now for the inside, I'm just going to go with those mushrooms again. Thinking of you could be for so many reasons, or not very many reasons at all. A lot of you love sending thinking of you cards. And so obviously for this, you could swap out the greeting. There's other greetings in the stamp set too. So for the inside, I want it to be pretty basic. So I'm just going to stamp out the mushroom stems again in the soft suede. And then I'm going to pull over my Poppy Parade pad again and just ink up those tops to the mushrooms and line those up. I love it when Stampin' Up! Has these. No, I didn't put these ahead of time, like spaced out. These 3 are one stamp on purpose. So Stampin' Up! Has those connected to make it really nice and easy for us. Hi there, Rosina. And checking my red hands to make sure none of this is fresh red ink. And I'm just kind of like paranoid because I've gotten so much red ink on my stuff and on myself today for some reason. All right, so this I'm going to just tuck on the inside like so. I love this color combination though too of the Poppy Parade and the soft suede. That really pops and looks really nice together as well. So there we have a really nice thinking of you card, and the inside then to just kind of coordinate and yet leave blank for whatever you might need it for. So that is card number 2 for my hostess Kay Keel Black, her virtual party. And hopefully that will give you some insight if you are just chiming in towards the end. Hopefully you'll want to go back and rewatch to see if you have any questions on running through the cardstock with the hybrid embossing folder so that you can emboss and cut at the same time. I know the first time I was scared too when Stampin' Up! Came out with that really pretty heart, because I thought, well, you have to emboss it and then it sets that groove in there, and like this would too, to put the dies through a second time. But no, you can put it through all at one time. So I think you'll be seeing me use this over and over because it's such a nice little die set too. And I love, like I said, all things nature. So it's perfect for this time of year, going into fall and winter and all year round too. And that's, I think, why I love nature so much, because it's always around us. We can complain about the heat, the warmth, the cold, and such, but yet we all love nature and the way it's designed to be too. So thanks so much, Lisa. And my goal, you know, this week's kind of off as I help my daughter-in-law, you know, with funeral plans and different things like that for her dad. But my goal is to come back tomorrow with card number 3 to finish out Kay's party yet this week for the demos. But know that, oh yes, Lisa. So Lisa's wondering if you can still use these dies, even though they're hybrid with the old Big Shot. So yes, so let me just grab this. That's a great question. A lot of you have the old Big Shot and it's still working great. I still have 2 of them that are working great. So with that, if you have the big chunky platform that I used, then just put the specialty plate on top. If you need a specialty plate, it is plate number 4 from the current annual catalog. Some of you at the time when Stampin' Up! Was coming out with these big 3D embossing folders that were thicker, got like a blue, it was almost like a clear blue plate, and that is the same as this gray plate from the past. So that's a great question, and I love it when you guys ask good questions while I'm demoing so that I can pick it up and show you and maybe have it make more sense. So yes, and thanks, Linda. Yeah, lots going on, but yet the card kind of simplifies back down after it all is going on, and so hopefully it all makes sense. But always know that you can email me now that my email program is working so much better for the first time in a month, and or call if you have questions on anything, whether it be plates or just different things. But yeah, the first time I used one, I was too afraid to put the dies in the embossing folder, thinking I was going to cut up the embossing folder. It doesn't. It works great. So see you guys tomorrow afternoon. And Kay, just to let you know, going back to Kay's party, because that's what we're working on, her party is going to be open. She wants to close it July 15th. So even though her 3rd and final demo should be tomorrow, it will still give you some time to order through her party if you're interested in helping her out with that too. So she's super appreciative of that, as am I. Have a great night and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.